ready for the love hit.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oge Kimono. I am a reggae musician and fortunately the daughter to the legendary Ras Kimono. My journey into reggae music started at age 15. I would say I had a one-on-one connection with reggae music. I mean, growing up as Raskimono's daughter, unfortunately, I did not grow up with my dad. I actually grew up with my grandmom, who was more into the whole country music, soul music, and soft rock. I remember growing up as a kid, I would go to other kids' birthday party and they would be playing my father's music. And when it gets to my birthday, they hardly play that because I used to find the tempo of reggae music rather too slow. So at the age of 15, 16, I started listening more to the lyrics other than the rhythm, which is what we call the beat. And yeah, that is where I connected with reggae music. I listened more to a lot of reggae music and I found out that it talked about things that happens around us. It talks about spirituality. It talks about consciousness. It's all about life and existence and all of that. Yeah. So and that was where I got my connection to reggae music. Yes, my journey into music, I would say, started when I moved to Germany. I finished secondary school and then I moved to Germany. My dad actually had a European tour, and within that space of time, I did work with him for a very short period, as his backup singer. And after which, I started exploring and discovering myself musically, and I did get to work with a couple of people. I worked with a Nigerian group based in Germany called Two Clan, and working with them gave me the opportunity to work with the likes of Beanie Man, with the likes of Anthony B, and eventually I got into the whole reggae thing, and I met a German, a white German who is one of the biggest roots reggae acts in Germany. His name is Uwe Banten. And I did work with Uwe Banten as his backup vocalist. And also through him, I got the opportunity or the privilege to work with the likes of Luciano. We did a lot of concerts in Europe. We did a lot of concerts. Back there, rather, reggae is big, and they have a lot of festivals every summer. So I did perform on the biggest reggae stages, courtesy of Uwe Banten, and got to meet the likes of Damian Marley and Nas, Keplerton, Sizzler, and all of that, and I decided to bring my music back to Nigeria. I decided to go on a solo career. I remember the first song I ever recorded was a song I called Watagwan, and I never got to release it. It was something I just said, okay, since I have been doing backups for a while, since I have been a backup vocalist, I might as well just try and do my own thing, And I remember sending that song to my dad, and he said he played it to a couple of people, and they were asking, oh, who is this Jamaican lady? So my dad was saying, oh no, that's Oge, And having that kind of feedback, I was really, really encouraged, to forge ahead with my career. So I decided to move back to Nigeria, and then coming back to Nigeria, I worked with a couple of people. Of course, moving back to Nigeria wasn't so easy because when I came back, reggae music was kind of like dead, I would say, and anybody I met then and played my works for them, they were like, "Why are you doing reggae music? Reggae music doesn't sell. Reggae music is dead," and all of that. And I always told them, I said, "Well, if reggae music is dead here, I'm back to revive it, you know, because I mean, I know a lot of people out here grew up listening to reggae music, listening to the likes of Ras Kimono, Magic Fashek, Oris Wileke, Peter Side Otong, and the rest of them, you know. I know a lot of people have their roots from reggae music. So yeah, when I moved back, I worked with I really can't remember his name now, but he's a famous producer. I did work with him. I did a song with him, which I also did not get to release. Why? Because I didn't like the quality of the production then, you know. And until I came across this youth man in Abuja called Jizo, who produced my first single titled Drum and Bass. Now, Drum and Bass was my official launch, my official musical launch into the Nigerian industry, into the Nigerian music industry, so to say. And ever since then, I have been doing what I know best, which is going into the studio and recording. I released a couple of other songs after that. Recently released a song called Main Chick on Bob Marley Day, which was produced, the beat in reggae, we call it the rhythm. The rhythm was produced by a youth man in Germany, a German guy, you know, and we got the rhythm. I voiced it, mixed and mastered it here, and sent it across to the man, and he gave his consent to it, so we put it out here, and that has been my music journey so far. Mr. DJ, come put that song on repair. The transition from the reggae era to the hip hop era, I would say, was as a result of number one, there was structure in the music industry, you know, but then it wasn't firm enough, you know, because we had a lot of promoters pulled out of Nigeria at some point. And most of these promoters, okay, let's say the likes of Benson and Hedges, these were the people that used to put up big reggae concerts back in the days, you know. And the moment they pulled out, it killed the vibes for most people, yeah. And then again, I mean, reggae back in the days, the artists, they were the mouthpiece for the masses, you know, and of course they used to sing songs that went below the belt, you know, and some of them did get threatened, some of them did get warned, you know, not to sing concerning some certain topics, you know, and at that point, I think the reggae musicians then felt like they didn't have nobody holding their own for them, you know, and with the exit of the record labels and the exit of the promoters, you know, and having to leave it in our hands, as I would say, I think back then we weren't even ready, we weren't ripe enough for such exit, you know, and that just killed the whole growth of reggae music in Nigeria. We've been needing to revive the reggae scene in Nigeria. I think the reggae scene can. There's already a couple of things people around the country are doing. You know, we have people putting up little shows in different clubs. We have people doing what we call the dance, you know, where you go listen to great reggae music and then you see underground acts, you know, doing their thing, you know. I think for reggae to be revived back, we need a lot of promotions, and in the sense that we need concerts, a lot of concerts. We need a platform where reggae musicians would come out and express themselves. You know, we need endorsements for reggae musicians, because reggae is a genre that is stigmatized to a certain thing. You know, when you say you're a reggae artist, the next thing people ask you is, do you smoke herb? And it's high time people understand that reggae musicians are responsible people as well, and just like the other genres of music, you do have the good and you do have the bad. It's the same in reggae. Reggae is not, we don't have the bad in reggae, we don't, it's not like everybody in doing reggae music is a knothead the way people think, and for reggae to grow back to what it should be or what it used to be, there has to be enough people willing to promote the reggae music in terms of concerts, and like I earlier said, in terms of endorsements as well. And of course, I think the music structure in the country is also has also a vital role to play in this, because if we don't have a functioning structure, none of this can be achieved. So we have to put down a working structure, not just for reggae music, but for music in general. I know we have a couple of organizations, but are they living up to the task? Are they doing enough for the industry? Are musicians themselves willing, to toe the line? Because it's not, it's one thing to say, yeah, the promoters have to promote reggae music. It's another thing to know, to ask if the musicians themselves are willing to toe the line too. So it has to be a combined effort kind of thing. Well, Rastafarianism in quote is not a religion; it's a way of life. Now, people have different ideologies, right? In Christianity, you have the extremists. In Islam, you have the extremists. So also do you have the extremists in Rastas. Now, Rastafarianism being a movement, a way of life, we have the three sects. We have the Naya Bingis, we have the Bobo Shantis, and then we have the 12 tribes. I consider myself a Rasta fully, yes, and I belong to the 12 tribes, and the 12 tribes, we are the liberal out of the three sects, because you can either be a Muslim or a Christian to be a Rasta. Now, the thing is, you have to be open-minded, because the doctrines or most of the teachings of the Rastas' way of life, or the laws guiding the way of life of the Rastas, is basically from the Bible. Now, if you're not an open-minded person, then it would be difficult for you to be a Rasta. The basis of being a Rasta, what the Rastas preach, is love, unity, and peace. You have to be able to love your neighbor as yourself. You have to be able to stand up for the weaker ones. You have to be able to speak for justice for those who cannot speak for themselves. And being a Rasta doesn't mean you have to smoke. A lot of people think, oh, because this person is a Rasta, so this person must be smoking. No, it's not compulsory. It is a thing of choice. It is actually a thing of choice. You are not forced to smoke being a Rasta, because truth be told, the head of the Rastas in Jamaica doesn't smoke weed, or herb rather. So it's a thing of choice, like I said. And then again, even in the gatherings, when we do need to use the herb is actually used for meditation. You don't just smoke herb because you just want to feel some type of way. It's actually used for meditation, because during the Rasta gatherings, you see people sitting around and reading the Bible. And if people read a lot and do their research a lot, you will know that there is a pattern to the smoking, right? During meditation period, if the herb is passed clockwise, that means there is peace. If the herb is passed anti-clockwise, that means there is war. And it's, people really don't know a lot of those things. And I think people should do more of research and read a lot, to know about this whole thing with the Rastas and stop the stigmatization. Yeah, like the famous song by Morgan Heritage goes, "You don't have to dread to be Rastas, have to dread. This is not a dreadlock state, divine conception of the heart." Yes, we do have Rastas that are not dreads, we do have Rastas that do not wear dreadlocks. At the end of the day, it is a thing of the heart. Now, if people choose to express themselves in different ways. The locking of the hair is a symbol of, to me, is a symbol of strength, because if we really go back to the Bible, we know the likes of Samson. They never had to comb their hair, and we know that when Delilah caught up with him, something happened. We know the likes of John the Baptist. When he was born, there was still a rule: no razor or comb. So it's saying it's synonymous to Rastafarianism, yeah. But then again, you don't need to have dreads to be a Rasta. It's a thing of the heart. Let's say, drum and bass make me wind up my waist. Cha, you don't know. Mr. DJ, come put the song on replay. This is Oge Kimono. I'ma say you're watching Afro Revo Music TV. Don't touch that channel, cause so we act like that. Woo, boom. Are you ready for the rough?